So today I was in the city and there is a place where you can, it's called to take from and to place at library, kind of. So you can take books out of a cupboard that's placed twice there in the city, and you can also put yours there. So I got this one by Georg Kuehlewind because I have read books by him. They were all about what is thinking, what is feeling in regard to time. Like feeling is done in the moment and it has no past or future, but thinking is always, okay, there is a past and a future that you kind of either think about. You're not in the moment while you do thinking. Okay, so I thought from the normal to the sane, I might want to read that. But because I've seen so many things on the internet about the intelligence agencies brainwashing our minds, I thought, let's check on this author first. Because his language is very much not gibberish, but to read his books, they're not really translated into English yet. So in German, and I speak German and understand it very well, they're really hard to understand. But if you want to make up your mind about thinking, feeling, it's a perfect language because you constantly go, But actually, what he's saying, you could say in one sentence. You don't have to write the whole book, because I just told you what he wrote in a book like this in one sentence. So, because I read here that we, being ill, we're all ill a bit, he says if a djinn would come and make the world sane again, the environment and everything, within short time it would be bad again, because our conscious mind, our rational being has to change, because otherwise the work of that djinn would be for nothing. Okay, so he's kind of leading away from normal political solutions, change our minds to get the rubbish bag out. It wouldn't help. To clean my house, it wouldn't help if I just think it clean. I really have to do it. So normal, everyday reality kind of contradicts what he's saying in the preface to this book. So I made up my mind, I'm not going to read this book. I'm not in a place in my life right now where I have to deal with these basic questions again. I don't need this gibberish language, and I need real life solutions for stuff. Okay. So on his Wikipedia, I found out he's not called Georg Kuehlewind. His birth name is Georgi Szekelyi. All right then. And I also found out that he's been traveling the world doing seminars in meditation, psychology, epistemology, whatever that is, child development, anthroposophy, and esoteric Christianity. There you have it. In every group of people living together, some really have to do this kind of work that he did, of course. But meditation, changing our consciousness, does not really well, it might help to make people see the real bad in this world. But as he said in his books already, it's not about politics. He isn't about politics. So if he never touches that subject, meditation by its own won't help. So here you have this Hans Christian Andersen that's also published by this publisher. And we all know he took all the stories from different parts of Europe and he mingled them into one story he approved of. So that's a one world gesture to do so. Yeah. It's not okay to take the individuality of different places and to destroy it. That's what this publisher did, the German publisher here. Right? By doing so. So that's what Georg Kuehlewind looks like. And yeah, he is linked to Rudolf Steiner, kind of. Nowadays, they sell his books and use them a lot. That's how he looked like. And then I kind of went and checked who has he been learning from. So he learned from a Carl Kereni. And I thought, if I don't find any genealogical data, so if we actually dig a bit what kind of teachers our Georg Kuehlewind had, we end up here at this guy. And then I checked Eduard Norden, Ulrich von Wilamowitz-Möllendorf and Franz Boll. You have to check yourself. So if this guy has the shadow here on the left, wouldn't he have a shadow here on the left as well, even though he's wearing a hat? Huh? And then something else. If the light is coming from this direction, wouldn't he have to have this eye in the dark? But the shadow here is totally different. It doesn't look as if the light is coming from here, right? Well, it might be an early paced job. So this one is that Franz Boll guy. That was a teacher of the teacher of Kuehlewind. And he's got to do with Michael Bernays. And this Bernays, Michael Bernays, when we continue, he was the son of a Rabbi Itzhak Bernays. And our Bernays, the bad one, Edward Bernays, which is He, Bernays, was a double nephew of Viennese psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud by virtue of his mother, Freud's sister, and of his father's sister, Martha Bernays, Freud, who married Sigmund. Wow! So our Kuehlewind is kind of connected to those intelligence agency people. So the teacher, Karl Kereni, of our Georg Kuehlewind, met this. So here we have an early Bilderberger, because this Olga Fröbe Kaptein had a round table, and later on she did this kind of foundation. Land she got from a Hoffman, and her father's money paid for it. And East and West had to meet there. So Georg Kuehlewind, I probably read this book by him. I'm not sure, because it says language as a model of reality, where he explained about thinking and feeling. So now, he also put out that one, and it's about autism, Asperger's syndrome. And what he's saying really makes me angry, because he says nothing about, heavy metal poisoning. By those people you can learn that if you want to heal autism, you just need to do a chelation of mercury. So what they have here, if a child is really young, there is good hope for cure. The older you get, the more difficult. How do they know they are cured? The kids, the babies, look into the eyes of the mother, and they don't scream all day. So if you want to learn about how to treat autistic patients, whether it is this or that, autism, it doesn't matter. There is a medical center that does this too. And now we need to kind of inhale, exhale, because since our Kuehlewind is kind of so close to this Edward Louis Bernays, that was a pioneer in public relations and propaganda, so to say intelligence agency par excellence. So it's really sad, that instead of saying it's heavy metal poisoning, because if you take out mercury, then you don't have star kids anymore, star seeds or whatever. You have normal kids. So for those of you that speak German, it says that those star kids are kids with special, not needs, but talents and also needs. And they get to be real difficult when the grown-ups don't recognize them in their spiritual intentions. And all he says might be true. When you talk to kids, feel what you're saying. Don't stay in your rational mind all the time. That's okay. But those so-called star kids are poisoned by heavy metals. So how would you end up autistic and being poisoned by heavy metals? When you get born and they give you an antibiotic, it ruins your stomach.